Imagine Netflix as a learning platform. How about learning from the videos Netflix generates for you rather than being entertained only? Is it possible? Yes, it is indeed. Although Netflix won't be that generous to give you lessons for free because they are busy taking in revenue. So hardly will they actually care whether or not you can do the same. But if you get a learning platform where you get to know how to use all the tools surrounding you to earn money, or basic skills that can bring in a long-term revenue in the near future, how about that? In the age of EdTech, traditional classrooms are no longer attributed to self-learning. And Seekho, also known as the Netflix of EdTech in India, is the perfect example of how a Bangalore-based startup lets users access educational content, upscale skills, and even earn from it. It was founded in 2020 by Rohit Chaudhary, the CEO of Seekho, and he has a story to share. Luckily, we had the opportunity to interview Rohit online. He joined us virtually from Bangalore, Karnataka, so that we could hear his success story on behalf of Team Business Inspection. And we couldn't deny that he is one of the most cooperative, focused, and visionary CEOs we have interviewed for our venture. Let's hear him out.
Right. So, as I said, we want to be the go-to learning platform for India, and even beyond in the longer run.
What it seems, his OTT learning platform stands out for valid reasons. Stay tuned as we take charge and let Rohit describe how Seekho is making a difference in the modern-day learning scenario with EdTech. In 2020, Seekho was founded by Rohit Chaudhary, Kirte Agarwal, and Yash Banwani. This very idea of establishing such a learning platform started from their experience at Cuckoo FM, when the trio recognized a growing demand for educational content in Indian languages, particularly Hindi. Known as edutainment, Seekho combines education with entertainment and offers skill development courses through engaging, bite-sized videos in Hindi. If you look at their courses listed in their library inside the website, you can notice how colorful they are and are free from any traditional human-appearing course instructor's image. Apart from Rohit, one of the co-founders, Kirte said, social media is a buzz with informative and engaging content in all areas of life. However, there is a lack of reliability. At Seekho, we are building a platform where our users can dedicate small amounts of their time to watching reliable educational content. As far as stats are concerned, in 2023, Seekho had substantial growth with a 15% month-on-month revenue increase and an annual revenue crossing $2 million. The platform also achieved over 350% revenue growth and gained more than 250,000 active paid subscribers. Rohit Chaudhary's way to becoming an EdTech leader began with a solid knack for engineering. His LinkedIn profile shows he studied BTech and graduated from IIT Kanpur in 2015. As a student, he also worked as a market research and development intern. Shortly after graduating, he first joined Topper, an EdTech competitor, where he worked as a product manager for over 3 years. By working, he started understanding the educational technology sector better. In 2020, he went ahead and took the initiative to start Seekho as an exceptional EdTech platform in India. Since then, he has been the CEO of the company and has big plans to expand it further with his proactive team. Now, we will get on with what Rohit shared with us through an interactive interview session. After the courteous greetings, we started off by showing interest in his childhood, educational background, and everything he did before he started Seekho. He gave us the details of where he studied and worked in the beginning subsequently.
I graduated in 2015 from IIT Kanpur, and after that joined Topper, which was a competitor to Byju's, and later got acquired by them. There I was a product manager for almost 3 years, and after that I joined Cuckoo FM, which is basically like an audio OTT platform for India, where I worked in their 0 to 1 phase leading product. And while I was at Cuckoo FM, I discovered that there's a huge demand for this educational and aspirational content in India. And that's when I, along with my co-founder, started Seekho. And that was back in late 2020. And since then, we have been building Seekho. and it has been almost 3 years now.
From his words, we got to learn that he has a strong IT background and started Seekho in 2020. We came across educational platforms similar to this in South Asian countries like Bangladesh. And such platforms can also be found in the UK. We added, there's actually a learning platform in Bangladesh which is called Seekho. This channel has small learning sessions, videos and illustrations, slightly similar to Seekho. Also, we acknowledged that he has 2 other valuable founders. We were intrigued to know how they met each other and what inspired him to build Seekho rather than going for other traditional IT sectors or companies. On this, his reply was spot on and focused on having a close-knitted bond with the members.
So for the longest time, I've believed that having the right team is the most important thing that you need to have, no matter what you are doing, building a startup or doing some operational work in any company. Hence, building the team was the second thing that we did while building Seekho. The first thing was to name it Seekho, which means to learn. These were the 2 other founders who basically are people who I already know from my college. In fact, one of them I know since I was preparing for IIT that was before college. And we spent a lot of time doing a lot of things in college together. After my stint at Topper and then when I joined Kuku FM, later I was joined again by both Kirte and Yash, who are now my co-founders. And hence we share a very strong and a very long-term bond. And it's not just the 2 other founders and the 3 of us, even the complete core team of Seekho. The 6 of us are all from IIT Kanpur and hence share a very close-knit bond.
After knowing his founding story, we asked if the other members were interested in doing something else or remained firm with his proposal of founding Seekho. He said it was a cinch to convince them and took next to no time given that everyone wanted to do something in unison that aims at a one-stop learning platform. But what that would be was almost latent to them, other than they only knew the company was going to be named Seekho.
It was not very difficult for me to convince my co-founders about what we are going to do because it was more important for everyone that we do something together and do something really big instead of what exactly is it going to be. And as I said, we didn't have any idea apart from this that we are going to build something which is going to be called Seekho, and is going to be something which is going to be the one-stop platform for learning for India. And that's all we knew back then. So I asked Kirte that, okay, this is something that I think I want to work on. Are you in? And he immediately said that yes, he's in. And then both of us spoke to Yash after that. And he took one day and then he was like, okay, cool, let's do it.
We instantly appreciated the harmony they had within the team. Oftentimes, when there's a dispute or things go downhill, startup members tend to blame one another. But Rohit maintained his team tactfully, with sheer determination and willpower. Now, every business comes with some groundwork. There has to be implementable strategies. No business can be built in a day without actionable strategies. So we asked him how he laid out his strategies to build Seekho and make it successful. Rohit's answer focused on having an upper hand of knowing the market well and targeting an aspirational group of people. Let's hear about the rest.
Yeah, so we have always been a fan of action-first approach, and hence there was not a lot of research or thinking that we did before we actually launched the first few experiments. Of course, we had our own experience and our insights. While we were building Kuku FM, we knew that India actually needs a platform which is focused on learning and has the best quality content. But apart from that, we didn't do a lot of research, rather pushed a couple of products very fast. One of them was just a web platform with a lot of courses, and then a few more, and then we published this short video app which was more like a TikTok but for learning. And as we published these products, we started getting some feedback. And when we launched this last TikTok-like product, then the kind of feedback that we got was really great. And we got a lot of user love. And that's why we picked this approach. So yeah, we pretty much take one day at a time. Just trying to kind of challenge ourselves what to build next, and take it from there. Of course, the long-term vision is in mind, but I think that setting up goals kind of restricts yourself. That okay, in 3 months this is where I want to be. I think that kind of also limits your thinking, and that's not what we want to do. And hence, yeah, we take it 1 month or 1 day at a time.
Unlike many startups that spend extensive time in the research phase, Seekho adopted an action-first approach. What Rohit and his team did was rely on their experiences and insights into the needs of the Indian market. They launched initial products without exhaustive research and concentrated on immediate user feedback. One of their early initiatives was a short video app similar to TikTok, but with a learning focus. We could see Seekho has 10,000 short learning videos, 2 million learners, 35 million minutes of watch time, and of course the subscription starts from 9 rupees. So, we wanted to know what drove him to pick the sector of EdTech. Since it's a challenging platform with many competitors, grabbing attention can be difficult as people won't learn in the same way. Also, people can have different opinions about the way of teaching. According to him, the biggest challenge lay in the integration of ed and tech, especially when it comes to stakeholders. But despite that, he chose to work in EdTech because he wanted to empower the growing population of India. He thought his platform can be a go-to platform for anyone interested in empowering themselves. Let's hear what he says.
We always want to build a platform which can actually change this country, and if not the world. One weakness which we observed was out there consistently in any idea that I had thought before building off, was that we are a very highly populated country. Although this was not supposed to be a weakness but a strength, but yeah, this is an excuse for a lot of developing countries for us not being clean or not being developed and so on. So I thought that if we are able to empower the people of this country, then we can actually use this as a strength, and hence making a go-to learning platform where anyone can come and get empowered by learning new things to achieve success. I think we can grow as a nation, and that was the whole idea of building an EdTech platform. And of course, it's very challenging because we are not a conventional EdTech platform, rather a platform which is somewhere in the middle of EdTech and media. And that kind of is posing challenges from a segmentation point of view, that what segment are we actually in, especially from the investor's point of view. And that is a problem that we are kind of dealing with, also trying to build our own white space, our own category out there, to prove that there's a huge market that exists in this segment, which is on the junction of EdTech and media.
We then asked him what his targeted customers and niches were. Since he intends to reach a broad target group, he talked about specific target groups who want a passive source of income.
So of course, what we are building is supposed to be a go-to learning platform, and hence eventually targeted for everyone who want to learn anything, be it from earning some money online to growing on YouTube, to even building a company or building a media platform. However, we have started with a very specific TG of people who are working in small businesses or government organizations, or have some small businesses of their own, and want some side income, or want to get popular on YouTube or Instagram and so on. That's the content that we have started with, and are serving really well. So what we call as a go-to market has been very critical in the journey of Seekho, because we already had some upper hand in terms of knowing the market really well, because we are already building Kuku FM for them. And apart from that, we spent a lot of time in figuring out the right template, how to build those ads, what exact messaging to come up with to target these highly aspirational and success hungry people in the smaller parts of this nation. And that's what we were able to come up with, and were able to run a lot of very economical ads on the performance marketing platforms like Meta and Google. And that has brought us a long way, and I think there's a lot of potential even further there. And a lot of credit, of course, goes to the fact that this in itself is a huge market, which is also untapped as of now.
Next up, we were curious to know about his exceptionally low subscription plan. He explained.
So the model is very similar to what Netflix has, where people have to pay for a subscription to actually take out any meaning out of the platform. And this is done in this way because we strongly believe that if we are making it as a free platform, then the content might be biased towards running more ads, or targeting users based on what ads will make us earn more. But yeah, that's not something that we want to do. We want to charge the users so that they pay us and we make content for them, and also a content which is really high quality, very targeted, and very useful for them. So yeah, there's this 9 rupee trial for the first month, and then 199 per month of subscription plan, which they can buy and keep consuming unlimited content on Seekho.
So we learned that Rohit and his team do not intend to make biased content full of ads. Instead, he focuses on quality content, for which the trial subscription fee can start from as low as 9 rupees. Like every business has more or less competitors, we asked him if he has competitors out there.
Right. So luckily we don't have any significant competitors as of now. The only alternate which is out there is YouTube, which has its own challenges because it's a very horizontal video platform full of a lot of unverified creators, which makes it very difficult to actually learn from YouTube. Hence we also want to move as much away as we can from what YouTube offers, such that it's no longer even an alternative, and Seekho becomes the only go-to learning platform for India and then beyond.
Rohit wants to be solely focused on learning, so that even something as widespread and powerful as YouTube can't be an alternative to Seekho. No doubt it's easy to get hold of the Seekho website, but not everyone will use that medium. We requested him to share what marketing strategies were beneficial to attract over as high as 250K customers.
Right, so the marketing was primarily driven by performance media, as I said. And of course, we had to work a lot on the messaging part. And now we have a very specific template where we first talk about a hook. For example, do you have a YouTube channel but it's not growing for a very long time? And then we have the body where we talk about how you can come on Seekho and know about new YouTube secrets every day and grow your YouTube channel. And then we also talk about what else you can get on Seekho. For example, not just that, you also can grow your Instagram channel and get some more ways of earning online and so on. So that's a template which helps us acquire users who come for one thing but then get stuck to multiple things and then stay longer on our subscription. So yeah, this is a template which has worked really well for us, and has been able to scale up to more than 1.5 million new signups happening on Seekho every
for better reach. After he gave us the idea of how messages and templates helped, we realized how it worked out for Seekho. This got us interested to know the number of customers and the first deal to get 100 users. As a reply, he gave us core details on this.
We always knew that there's a huge demand for this. We didn't need to validate it. We didn't want to waste time, figuring out some hacks here and there. What we rather did was go on Facebook, run some ads specifically for what we were building, and get the first few customers. And that was also very economical for us because even in the first iteration, we were able to get one user for 15 to 20 bucks, which we were actually able to pull down to 1 to 2 rupees per sign up in the longer run. But yeah, that was very helpful. In fact, I would suggest anyone who has who is building for a market which is really huge to directly go on some performance marketing platforms and run ads to acquire those users, because there's not a lot of merit in figuring out any growth hacks because they're not really sustainable. What is sustainable is being able to figuring out a repeatable medium for acquiring users, and hence this was really helpful for us.
Moving on from there, we couldn't help but admire Seekho's course exteriors and templates. They seemed simply eye-dazzling with colors. What caught our attention even more were the enticing names of the courses. For instance, Monetize YouTube in 7 days, Video Deke Pais Kamaye, translated as watch video, earn money, and Shorts Banao Lako Kamau, translated as create shorts, earn millions. So we wanted to know how they came up with these unique names and what the inspiration behind them was.
Very early on our journey, we understood that if we really want to make Seekho a massive platform, then we need to make learning very easy. If we want to make it very easy, then it has to be very short and crisp. Everything, right? From naming it to the videos and the way we talk about things. Everything has to be very much on the point because people really don't want to spend a lot of time learning. What they want is that they can learn as much as possible in the shortest amount of time possible. And that's exactly what we are trying to do, not just with our names, but also with our content.
Next, we asked him the current size of his company, along with the type of work culture Seekho promotes. Rohit gave us some authentic figures and disclosed the pride factor eventually.
Right, so one thing that is kind of in the DNA of the company is that we try to work very efficiently. Right now we are at a $5 million annual run rate, and all of that with a team of just 18 folks who are working full-time with us. Now, this is very unusual for any business, not just in India, but across the world. Our revenue per employee is not just at par, but far ahead of any VC-funded consumer SaaS platform. And this is something that we are super proud of.
We shared our thoughts on this, stating that it's great to have a large team, but sometimes it turns out small companies can be surprisingly efficient. On the contrary, larger companies can incur a lot of cost and have other drawbacks. Speaking of that, we also asked him about 314 Capital, which recently had 7.5% return. We wanted to know his thoughts on it and the likelihood of stakeholders joining the company.
Right, so as I said, we want to be the go-to learning platform for India and even beyond in the longer run. And one thing is very clear, that everyone wants to learn something or the other. And even right now, the number of people paying for any OTT platform in India is over 50 million. Even if we are able to, say, pull in 10 million out of that and charge them $10 for every year, we are going to be $100 million business already. And this is something which we are chasing as the first milestone, while we grow on to become a large learning mammoth, not just in India, but globally.
It was inspiring to know Rohit envisioned Seekho to be a one-stop learning platform for India. He hypothetically did the math on the spot and told us that it's a possibility to turn Seekho into a $100 million business someday. After that, we talked about the wide array of courses Seekho offers and how they outsource the courses. Upon asking the system, he gave us a brief overview of the content creators part here. So recently, Seekho has been featured as one of the top 30 startups. No wonder, they deserve the accolades and praises for how they are making a difference in EdTech. But what Rohit felt about it went beyond the point of our anticipation.
Right. So when I didn't have my own business, I used to read these lists of top 30 startups to see, and these are the best startups right now in India and in EdTech and so on. And I used to think that, okay, this is a list I want to make someday. Surprisingly, when we actually made it to the list, it was the least important thing in my mind, because we were actually excited about how many users we are able to grow to, how good is the team performing, how much are they growing, what's the revenue that we are making, and so on. So yeah, I think that looks more fascinating than what it really is. But yeah, we have been awarded something or the other almost every 6 months, and I think it's great, at least for the aspiring entrepreneurs out there, because I'm sure there must be a lot of people in that stage where I was when I was looking at those lists and aspiring to build my own company so that I can make it to that list.
The beauty of achieving something one always dreamed of lies in wanting to do something even more, even after being recognized. That is something Rohit firmly believes in and rather concentrates more in the user number, team performance, growth, and revenue. Afterward, it was time for the stereotyped yet significant question. Where does Rohit want to see Seekho after 5 years, and what's his future vision? Well, his vision emphasized on integrating artificial intelligence for edutainment. Let's hear the rest from him.
So, we are looking at building Seekho, a complete organization which is focused towards one purpose, which is to make learning easy and fun for everyone. And we'll do whatever it takes. We can see a lot of potential branches coming out of Seekho. Some towards more in-depth learning with longer courses, some towards live cohorts, some towards offline centers for growing yourself in certain skills and so on. And we would be really happy to build all of those organizations. In fact, we are also looking at AI changing a lot of this, and we being able to become the only platform to be able to create the best edutainment or educational videos using AI. So a lot of branches, a lot of potential branches that we see right now, but eventually all of them will be targeted towards the single goal of making learning fun and easy for everyone.
Next, we decided to look back to the pandemic-ridden year of 2020, when Seekho actually began its journey. We asked him how they overcame the hit that Corona brought along.
So yeah, it was a very difficult time when COVID hit. In fact, that was when we were raising our first round, and things were not really great. In fact, they were really bad back in the hometowns of each of the founders. But I think the only thing that I was focused on back then was how to do the next day's stand-up. Of course, everyone was at their homes, but how to do that next morning meeting and keep everyone running and keep Seekho surviving. And we were able to do that for 2 months, and after that, things were back to normal a bit. We also got the cash hitting the bank, then we never had to look back. And of course, we plan to expand Seekho beyond what markets we are currently in. Right now, we are focused only on the Hindi-speaking regions because the content is only in Hindi. But very soon, we plan to launch it in other languages, some South Indian languages, even Bangla, and not just target West Bengal, but also places like Bangladesh, and hopefully reach out to you as well very soon.
Rohit shared how devastating and uncertain things were during the time of coronavirus. All he wanted was to make Seekho sustained till things got back to normal. He also gave us the obvious hints of expanding Seekho and launching content in other Indian languages. And finally, it was the moment of truth for team inspection. We requested Rohit to convey a message to the team business inspection, and we couldn't help but appreciate his inspirational words of taking the first step with courage despite financial challenges and more.
I think everyone watching this video is in some way or the other very curious about what's happening in the business world. And I personally believe that if business is something that you want to do, and you can't live without, then it's a great feeling to actually run your own business, and that's something that one should definitely explore. And for what you really need to start building a business is the first step and nothing else. And if you're thinking that you don't have enough finances, if you think that you don't have the right team, if you think that you don't have the right experience, I think all of that will come at the right time. And what you really need to do is take that first step.
There's no denial that Rohit Chaudhary's vision for Seekho encapsulates the future of education in India. As Seekho continues to expand, its impact on learners from different backgrounds grows and empower individuals to turn aspirations into reality. This EdTech company is determined to deliver quality content at an affordable price and stand out among competitors with pride. As for a message to Rohit Chaudhary, we would like to thank him for his time, cooperation, and wish him the best for what is yet to come. Thanks for sticking with us till the end. Now, did you enjoy the interview we held? If yes, leave your feedback and suggest whom we should reach out to for shedding light in their business stories. Until next time.